Welcome to Ecclesia Principles, a biblical strategy for believers to engage in God's design for government with Ray Eppard.
Hello, glad you could join us again today. We're continuing to look at the jurisdiction of self-government. Now, our text for today, and really for most of this week, is going to be Romans 13, particularly today, verse 1. Now, in this, we looked yesterday at the fact that the positions in civil government are a stewardship that is given by God. And so the people within that stewardship, they can be faithful or they can be unfaithful to God. And faithfulness is determined by, are they protecting the rights of the people? Are they curbing sin? Now, at that point, and especially at this point, I'm not talking about so much as spiritual sin, but sin that is violating other people's rights. Now, with this, today I want to really look at the first part of Romans 13:1 and focus more on that, because this dynamic here, understanding this properly, will get rid of a lot of what I consider false teaching about our relationship with government. It says, let every soul be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist are appointed by God. That second half there is about these are positions that are stewardships. But this first part, let every soul be subject to the governing authorities. At this point, again, one of the biggest problems I think we make is in thinking about this in relationship to people. I have to be subjected to that person. Well, under that scenario, then our founding fathers and the American Revolution would have been a sin. But see, the whole point of the Declaration of Independence, see, we're very familiar with the preamble and so forth, but then they get into the accusations, the things that they are saying that King George did. You see, this point, look at this phrase, let every soul. Let every soul. What is that? That's every person. Every person. That's from the peasant to the king. That's from the lowest economic class to the highest economic class. Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities. Let presidents be subject to the governing authorities. Well, what are the governing authorities? Those governing authorities are the jurisdictions that God has established. That's why our founders in the Declaration of Independence said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created by God and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. You see, if you would, the jurisdictions that God has established and the rights that go with those jurisdictions are what every soul should be subject to. Every person, every congressman, every senator, every president, every governor, every state senator, every state delegate be subject to those governing authorities, to self-government, family government, and function appropriately in civil government, honoring those others. And I'll throw in the fourth jurisdiction we're going to get to is the jurisdiction of the church, if you would, our faith in God. Every soul should be subject to those. This is why so much of what is in the Bill of Rights is there, because our founders, if you would, understood what the governing authorities were. And the Declaration of Independence, they told King George he wasn't abiding by those governing authorities. God bless you. Join us again tomorrow.
You've been listening to Ecclesia Principles with Ray Eppard. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook on our Ray Eppard pages. This program was brought to you by Victory Worship Center and World Outreach. Services Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 200 Hammond Lane, Stanton, Virginia.